Most of you guys will have seen your dice come in packaging similar to the ones that I have here. But did you ever wonder why they come in that packaging? I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and I'm going to tell you what we're doing differently and why I'm hopeful that the industry will move towards that. So the first thing is, this is generally how most dice comes, particularly with polymer dice. It's a small Ziploc plastic bag, not particularly environmentally friendly. It is single-use plastic, and yeah, it's the most efficient way to pack it, most efficient way to ship it. Most dice it's been doing this since the 80s. That's how they're coming. Another way you'll see dice come is like this, which is produced on a large scale. Again, single-use plastics. At least with the Ziploc one, you could reuse it if you wanted to. This one's not reusable at all. This is the worst type of packaging when it comes to the bags, but generally tends to be how cheap dice come because they're produced at a large scale. Next, we have this, which is generally how we ship metal and sharp edge sets, and we do that because by packing each dice individually, it creates a, protective layer in there. Particularly with these bags, they generally won't have a hole to release pressure, because it basically it's like creating a little, bubble mail envelope, little bubble wrap area in there, because each one is individually cased in plastic. So really great for sets like metal and sharp edge that tend to scratch each other if they're in a package together. Now I will roll back on that sharp edge thing in a second, because we found over the years most sharp edge sets don't actually need to be all individually packaged, but you will still see some come in this, so that's why I mentioned it. Most of the time though, it's mainly metal sets that are coming like this now. Next, you have these metal ones, which are tin with a polyurethane foam in the middle. The tin is a little bit better for the environment. I said PU foam, the polyurethane foam inside is not, but still a little bit better. You'll see oftentimes metal sets might come in these, or sharp edge sets come in these. You might even see polymer sets come in them. They're a nice little display box. I offer them as a gift box on the website because people like to use them for that. They're fine for that. I would not ship sets like this. This is not particularly environmentally friendly, and this goes for the rest of them that I'm going to show you, aside from one, which I'll talk about that when I talk about it. But this is not very good for the environment when you ship it, because it can't really go in these bubble mail envelopes, right? These are really good for the environment. They're very cheap, very cheerful to send. They keep things safe. This doesn't go well in there. It has to go in a box, which means a lot of air that you're shipping. It's not great. Next, we have the craft paper boxes. These are a lot better for the environment. However, they still have polyurethane foam in them for protecting the individual dice, and a plastic film in the front that tends to scratch. But still a little bit better. It's mainly recyclable except for that foam, and it looks nice. It's a nice box. Nearly there. This is a hexagonal PU leather box, so fake leather with fake suede on it, and again polyurethane foam in the middle. It's a nice looking box. I have the Celtic Bifrost set in it because these are great. These ones I've been showing you are great for stone dice and for metal dice and things to keep them from knocking off each other. So I want to be clear when I'm saying these, it's not that these are individually bad, and they're nice, they're nice to have as a single display unit, right? Especially for stone dice like this, nice to display it. It is not good for general shipping of dice, which is what I'm trying to say with these, but they're still really nice as a gift option. So anytime I sell Celtic Bifrost, they come in these to keep them safe, right? Again though, have to send it in a box. And last but not least, we have the polyurethane long box. This is really widely used in the industry, particularly for sharp edge sets. This one has a window in it, which is kind of where things have gone. Some of them won't have a window in them. PU leathers, fake leather, again, really bad for the environment. Fake felt there. Polyurethane foam, just generally really bad. And what's worse about this than, say, this one, is that this one, even if you wanted to put it into a bubble mail envelope, you couldn't, because it doesn't fit in them really. You can get bigger ones, it just looks dumb, and they can cause problems in shipping and stuff. It just, yeah. This overall, this one and this one, these two overall are the worst for the environment. They're ones I stay away from the most unless I absolutely have to, like if I'm sending a stone set or a metal set. But I do offer them on the website for people to buy if they want them, but I won't send dice sets in them individually yet, unless sometimes I might, as a nice gesture, package a nice set of dice in these for somebody as a gift or something like that, but I won't send them generally. So this is how I prefer to send my dice. This is a biodegradable compostable bag made from algae, or algae, depending on how you want to say it, and they're amazing. So I found them about 2 or 3 years ago, and I started requiring, whenever I produce dice, like this set of Misty Mountains, that they put them in these compostable bags. Now, what we also found through testing was that a lot of times the rest of the dice didn't cause scratching or issues with the sharp edge. It was the D4 that caused it. So the D4 goes in as a bit of a buffer in its own plastic bag, and then these go in completely fine, completely safe, and nice, as environmentally friendly as we can get at the moment. We are working to try to find biodegradable bags this small, but seemingly the process is quite difficult. Now, maybe they've got them since the last time I checked, but I haven't been able to find them yet for these. But that's the next step. So then everything is biodegradable. So this is how I prefer to get and ship most of my dice. Now, you will still find dice from me like this, in a bag like this, in a bag like this, or in a bag like this, because I can't get them any other way. I am pushing suppliers to provide them in these where I can. And what's really nice to see in the environment, or in the industry, excuse me, is that more suppliers are using these bags because they're not particularly more expensive than the other ones. They are more expensive, but they're not hugely more expensive, so that's really good. So you will see these from other retailers, which is amazing. That's exactly what I was hoping to see. But yeah, this is how I prefer to send my dice, in a compostable, biodegradable bag. You can throw in the bin, or throw in your compostable, or your composter, or whatever way you want to get rid of compostable stuff. This is kind of the future, I think, of shipping dice, and delighted to be doing that and at the forefront of it, because change comes through people asking for different things and new things. So just one last thing, how I package dice. I, generally speaking, will never ever buy packaging. This bubble mail, or bubble wrap envelope, or bubble wrap, I can't speak today. Bubble wrap I got from an order that I made of the Meat in a Tavern one-shots. It came with that in it. I put it down under there, and I save it, and I'll reuse it then in packaging for orders. I also use this, which is paper, just like you get from Amazon. So everything I'm doing, I'm trying to reduce my impact on the environment. If I reuse that shipping, or that packaging, that foam and bubble wrap, that means it doesn't go to the waste landfill, excuse me. And then hopefully you guys can reuse as well in whatever you're sending or whatever you're doing. Maybe you're moving or something, you can reuse it, because that's how we keep this crap from getting back in, is just reusing it. So anyway, hope that was informative. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Happy to talk about it if you have any questions, or you just, if you have some ideas about other ways of trying to improve, how we affect the environment, let me know. I'm really passionate about this stuff, guys. I want to know about different ways and things. Like, I found these on my own, but other people have told me different things, like reusing packaging. I never thought about doing that till some customer mentioned it years ago. So yeah, anyway,